couple little guys. Cool, you can follow me over this way. Oh, scared, man.
Very
Yeah.
Sometimes have to carry them. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. Do you want me to help you with one of them?
You can try. Or...
I could take a pink leash here.
Okay.
There we
go.
Oh, there we go. I got him. Yep. Is she the more fearful of the two?
She's pretty fearful. He's aggressive.
Gotcha.
She'll get
Here, how about the, he's got a martingale collar on right now, right?
Yeah, both of them do.
Okay, perfect. Let's do this so they don't slip out of the collar.
You want me to carry them one at a time?
Let's go ahead and...
I can put one in the car.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, just to keep it a little low pressure to start here. She will?
Yeah.
Man, you weren't kidding about them being these little scaredy cats.
Oh, they're... Whoa, no. Come here.
Beautiful. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and we'll get him over there. And I'm assuming you've taken them some new places and they're generally like this anytime you get them somewhere new, or? Yeah.
I mean, but like on the island,
yeah,
I would just take them to places where people work.
Yeah, sure. And they were fine outside of situations like that, like outside of seeing other people, or?
Yeah, and even seeing people, they would, as long as they didn't get approached,
yeah,
they weren't too bad.
Understood. Here, let's do this. Why don't you hand me him? I'll take his leash from you. Thank you. Hey, I know. You gotta cool the jets, buddy. He said, don't come near my sister. Hold on. Just chillax. So, as you guys saw outside, these dogs are, they're in rough shape right now, right? Very, very fearful, very underexposed to stuff. This is very common for the breed. So these are pot cake dogs. They actually just flew in from the island of Turks and Caico yesterday, and they were at a pot cake rescue out there. The breed generally tends to be very genetically quirky. They tend to be very, very underexposed, especially when you give like island life versus real life, right? And they do not know how to handle their fear, right? As you saw outside, they are big-time flight risk dogs. They have no idea how to behave themselves on a leash unless, in their mind, they want to go wherever it is that they're going. And we have essentially no communication to start here with them. So what we need to do is, just like I was doing with Seven just a little bit ago, is we need to start establishing some really, really baseline leash communication. And at this point, because of how low on like the totem pole they're starting as far as genetic soundness and stuff, I'm not even worried about any sort of tools right now. This is a basic leash communication protocol that we need to start establishing with these two. I mean, you can tell, just getting as far away from each other as possible, sitting on top of each other, climbing all over each other, stuff like that. You know, we gotta start getting some work done here. So all I'm doing right now is I need to get these dogs walking on a leash. They can't realize that every time they get scared of something, fighting and thrashing works. I need them to realize that moving with the leash is actually the only thing that accomplishes relieving that pressure, so we could start getting some sort of baseline communication skills out of them. So I'm doing this individually. Obviously, I did a little bit of it with him. He seemed to do very well. I'm going to do a little bit with her. Now, additionally, I'm keeping both of these dogs out together with each other as I work. Now, there's a couple reasons for that. There we go. There's a couple reasons for that. Reason number one is obviously we haven't established any communication where I could even worry about trying to crate them or anything just yet here. Reason number two is I want to see, as I work one dog and not the other, and vice versa, who's more attached to who is struggling with the separation anxiety issues more than the other. And right now we saw when I was working with Seven, the bigger boy here, she was comfortable just existing in her fear over in the corner. She didn't feel like she needed to be next to him at every time. Where Seven, on the other hand, right now, as I'm working her, is 100% following her around everywhere she goes. Now, we know they have some protective issues over each other, so that's something I'm being mindful of as I'm working with them, and I'm kind of observing body language, and if one of them seems like they're acting a little funny or anything like that, But ultimately, we got to start getting somewhere with this and establishing some sort of communication skills. And what we should see is as she starts to rehearse putting the brakes on here and there, that it takes significantly less pressure in order to get her to start moving with me. Pressure's on, holding pressure steady. There we go. Much less resistance that time. When we're dealing with fearful dogs, a lot of times we'll see, similar to what Mark had said as he had observed them, was that in time, these dogs generally get comfortable, no problem, right? If you hang out with them for 3 days, right, and just exist and show them that you're not a threat and all of that, they'll get more comfortable, they'll start to trust you more, stuff like that, and it's not an issue. But the problem is if we never teach them to work past the fears in the moment when they're being very scared, so let's say putting the brakes on in the corner, we're always going to be contingent on them being comfortable with the trigger in order to have appropriate behavior, and we're never going to have any influence over them, much better that time. We're never going to have any influence over them where if I'm out with them and they get scared of something, that I can help them overcome that fear if something is happening that's triggering them, similar to when Mark got them out of the car, and even though they trust him because they've realized he's not a threat, he's never worked them past a fear, so when they got scared that they saw me, they resorted right back to their old ways. There we go. Very good. Very good. So go ahead and drop her leash. I'm going to approach him, grab his leash. There we go. And then we'll get back to the same exact thing with him. Now notice even the handoff, right? I went to grab his leash. I didn't just reach right in and get it. I was very, very smooth about non-invasively stepping on the leash to stabilize first, turning my body away, reaching down, grabbing the leash, standing up. Then you have control without ever putting yourself in a very vulnerable place initially. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to just utilize more of the facility here as we do some of this. So we'll do him again next. Get him walking around. And notice as we're working her more, she's up and moving a little bit more than she was before, which is fantastic. Very good. He's walking very nicely with me. So my next step that I'm going to be looking to do is we have to transfer them from this facility to the other facility. So what I'm going to do for safety purposes with him is I'm going to double leash him here. So I'm going to pop a slip lead on him. Go. Excellent. So let's go ahead and we're going to take him on outside in a second here. Again, doors we know are a big, big issue. The uncertainty of what's on the other side. So we're going to open this guy up here. Then you could follow me this way, Ella. Oh, there's Mark pulling out now. Yeah. Doing better already. Oh, watch out, bud. We'll talk soon. Come on. There we go. Hey. Hey. I know. Is that your buddy? Come on. There we go. Same deal. Taking it nice and slow here. No rush on any of this. Just one step at a time, getting them moving with that leash, getting them realizing that obviously the fleeing isn't working. And that is going to be the hardest part to overcome with him initially. He's got to realize that that default response he's had, that he's rehearsed for the last 11 months or so, is not something that's going to keep working for him. There we go. Good job. Hey. Generally, we'll see dogs do that, which is flight doesn't work, they resort to fight, right? And I'm not super concerned that, you know, he's going to try to attack me or anything, obviously, but he's got to realize that the jumping and stuff doesn't work as well, right? Come on. So one step at a time, that's it. Hey, how are you? Good. There we go. There we go. So this obviously is not perfect, but we basically have him now at this point walking freely through the parking lot. No expectation of him, but without getting tons of resistance. If he does feel the resistance, he comes back to me pretty nicely like that. You know, not bad for 10 minutes of work so far. All right, so now we're gonna do the walk back again and we'll see how much smoother it is. Okay. Beautiful. There we go. And all I'm doing right now is just if I start getting like digging into the leash, just coming to a stop, making sure he waits, gives way to me just like that, and then I'll keep walking. And we're just starting really, really easy with stuff here. Beautiful. 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 And it's just so important as a trainer initially to like calibrate your expectations, right? When you get dogs that are starting as bad as these two were, sometimes we get this expectation that it should go from this to looking perfect, which we absolutely know is not how it works. So instead of having any sort of expectation of like good healing or anything like that, I just want to be able to walk these dogs across the parking lot without needing to pick them up, because that was impossible just an hour ago. All right, let's take them back last time here. Sunny, what are you doing? Can you put her away for a second and help me with something? this one.
Yeah, no, that's not a problem. Just when you drop her off, or if you're doing daycare or any other boarding for
Hang on 1 second before you do anything.
you, and we'll update everything on the system. 7.
Yeah. So just hang out here with this dog.
Okay.
You can let him have the whole leash. Just if he starts bucking, just stand still and don't let him get any further. But hold just the handle of the leash. And what are you doing? Stay over there. Yeah. Just hold the handle. Don't shorten it or anything. So he can do whatever he wants to do within the radius of that leash. He's just not allowed to buck and get away. So we're going to do the same exact thing with her next. So we'll double leash her up first. And then we'll do the same process. Same deal, just adding in those stops, making sure she's relieving that pressure and starting to understand. Feeling pressure means turn to the handler, even in the presence of all sorts of scary cars and things and all that good stuff. She's going there, it looks like. There we go. Beautiful. Very good. So we're going to go back and forth 2 times, and then we're going to do back and forth 2 times with both of them, and we'll see what we get with that. Hello. Beautiful. Pretty good. There we go. Okay, so we'll do that one more time. You're doing pretty good, girl. She said, really? Really? Beautiful. That looks very good. I like to see it. All right. So, I'll take his leash from you. Thank you. They're like, is it you? Is it really you? Then we're going to try to do the same thing with both here, and we'll see what we get.
Did you need me anymore?
I don't think so. I'll let you know if I do. Yep. I mean, you can just tell already, night and day difference. Still very nervous. I mean, we have a long road to go with these two dogs, but we're literally 1 hour into things at this point. So, stopping. There we go. Making sure they're heating to that pressure. Stopping. Making sure they're heating to the pressure. Stopping. Very good.